reality of being in a band or being a DJ is that a lot of us have to find other ways to make a living. A lot of my friends happen to work for different music vendors, and one of the things they often come across is people wondering which audio interface is right for my setup. Obviously, in audio school, you're often taught Pro Tools all the way, but of course, with the direction the industry is currently going, that may not always be the case, especially with the home studio revolution happening right now. On that same note, PreSonus just sent us the Fire Studio project. This is actually an audio interface. It's 24-bit, 96 kilohertz, and it has 8-channel inputs. And it's the perfect rack mount system for any type of small studio setup, be it on the road or in your home. So let's take a look at what comes with the Fire Studio project, how to set it up, and then the next video we'll take a look at how to actually bring that into a project and how this device interacts with your software and hardware. Now, of course, everybody loves to open a big box of hardware and software. Fire Studio project comes in a nice shiny orange box with a lot of software. Great thing about this is you come set up to record right away. It comes with the drivers with a built-in mixer for your system. I'm not installing this because I could not get it to run properly on our system, but we have to update the OS on this particular computer. But in the future, we may do that. PreSonus will be visiting soon, and at that time, I'm sure you will see the mixer in action. We also have a tutorial for Cubase LE4, which also comes with this. There's a disc, which is in the computer right now for Cubase, so you can start recording right away, right when you get the hardware. Also included are plugins, Fuzz Plus 2, FirePod, Pluggo Junior, Camel Crusher, Masterverb LE, and a host of other reverb and effects plugins for basic recording. And it also includes loops, like discrete drums and Cycling 74. It also comes with BFD Lite, which is a complete virtual drum studio. But for the moment, let's go over to the Fire Studio project and take a look at what this comes with and what it includes. Okay, this is the Fire Studio project. Front to back. When you get it, you're going to get a unit like this. You'll notice it's slim but long lengthwise. There are 2 screw holes here to go in your rack, obviously. What we're going to do, first of all, take your IEC power cable and plug it into the back here and turn the power on. We're going to then take the FireWire cable, otherwise known as a 1394 for all PC users, and plug it into the back. Something to note is that there is also a second FireWire port allowing you to daisy chain either a drive or other device off of this. Now if you look, we have 8 inputs. The first 2 inputs are mic instrument inputs. These can either be used for a mic, which I'm going to plug in right now, or you can plug an instrument into this. Something to note is that the first 2 take an instrument input, meaning you could plug a guitar or bass directly into this and it will amp it for you. The preamps are built for that. 3 through 8 take line level signals, so if you're using a pod or an effects processor of some kind, you're going to want to feed that through 3 through 8. If you put it on 1 and 2, you could risk damaging your preamps, which would not be good at all. So now that we have this plugged in, we'll look at channel 1 here, and I'm going to bring over the mic. Okay, so I have my mic plugged in. You'll notice I'm talking right now into the mic. Nothing's coming out. Phantom power can be turned on right here. For those of you who don't know, phantom power is indicated often by 48 volt sign. You hit that, turns blue, and you have a signal. And now I can adjust to where I need it to be. One thing to notice as well that the decibel levels are measured by instrument on the outside and mic on the inside for the first 2, and 3 through 8 have line or mic signals as their measurement. Moving on, we're going to take a look at what's on the back. Okay, here we have the back. You'll see that I've unplugged the power and the FireWire inputs so that I can show you and explain the inputs and outputs over here. One thing to note, you have SPDIF in and out for a keyboard or other SPDIF device. Now SPDIF, the digital standard in audio. A lot of workstations you might use have SPDIF outs, so that would be when you'd most likely see these. We have the MIDI in and out, so you can feed to any MIDI device. And now we come to the actual setup. One thing I would recommend with setting up monitors is that your main outs be what feeds your studio monitor. The reason for this is it'll always send that same signal. 1 through 8 are assignable. So I can, if I want to send a click track to a drummer, I can send that off of 1 and 2. I can send it off of 3 and 4. If I want to do a send or return, I have inserts over here, send 1 and send 2, return 1 and return 2. What's interesting about these is if you do a send or return, the 1 or 2 corresponds to that same input on the front of the Fire Studio project. So if you're plugged into send 1 here and return 1 here, it will actually bypass input 1 on the front. If you have your send 1 and send 2 and return 2 booked up with compressors or EQs or whatever else, and you're not getting any signal from your instrument ins on the front, that's most likely why. All right, so that was the PreSonus Fire Studio project. I'm going to come back in a little bit and we're going to look at how to set this up in Ableton for recording a project, splicing up some audio, and then maybe even sending your drummer a click track. I'm Bill Holland and this is GearWire.com.